Hello, everybody. Bill Thornton, SoCalsabre here. How you all doing on this Saturday, first Saturday in November? And yes, it is time to talk about the music that I listened to this week. And we're going to get to that in a second. But as a reminder, if you live in an area like I do that uses uh, huh, daylight savings time, we set our clocks back tonight when we go to bed. Don't forget, it'll be very early tomorrow. Okay, here we go. First thing we started off this week with the Japanese 1979 release of the Whitesnake album, Trouble. This is the debut studio album from the hard rock band. And it was led by former Deep Purple vocalist David Coverfield. It reached number 50 in the UK. And according to Coverdale, one of the reasons the album was called Trouble was that his first child was born during the album's recording. And the lyrics, they were mostly commenced by Coverdale, except for Day Tripper, which was written by John Lennon and Paul McCartney. Got the Obi, got my Japanese collection continuing to grow. I'm liking that. Got the back, we got a picture of the group. The Obi's in great shape. I got this one from and whatnot from Esky Knows Vinyl. She puts out some good products there, and they're in good shape and ships them very well. And then we got the lyric sheet. And of course, like with all Japanese, there we have the lyrics in Japanese. Pretty cool. They do put some good stuff out in Japan. The quality of the vinyl was really good. Okay. It came on a Polydor. Looking at this here, as you can see some of it. This is in great shape. So the week started off good with this 1979 Whitesnake Japanese release of their album Troubled. It's got the week started off pretty good there. Have Whitesnake? You like Whitesnake? Let me know. Let me know about any of these remarks, any of these albums, whether you like them, you have them, or not. I'm always interested in your comments and like to get into discussions with you about them. If you don't have any of them, what did you listen to this week? Now, this one here, you'd already seen about a month or so ago, this one, but this was bought for as an upgrade. This is their 12th and final studio album by the Beatles. This is an upgrade album. The vinyl in this one here is in much better shape. The album cover is in much better shape, so it is definitely an upgrade. It is gatefold. Hold it up here so the reflection doesn't kill the picture too much. And then, what do we got going here? On the inner, we have what I did find out. This was a total surprise. This was actually a Japanese release. But whoever I got it from did not say that, and there's no obi on it, so I don't have an obi with it, but it is a Japanese release. Is when I open it up, here were the Japanese writing on the lyric sheet. When I went on the Discog, yes, for sure, it was a Japanese release. Pretty cool stuff. Nice upgrade, not only vinyl wise and cover wise, but into the Japanese collection as well. Coming on the Apple label. And as I looked at this one here, looking at both sides, yes, it was in very, very good shape. No scratches, no scuffs, not even any paper scuffs. So that was the second thing this week. is Let It Be, final album by the Beatles, which is an upgrade. So I'm not sure what I'll do with the first one, but sooner or later it'll just go to somebody. So that was a nice surprise being a Japanese release like that. Pretty cool stuff. Do you have any Japanese releases? If you do, which one? Now this next one is a brand new one. It's bought brand new, but it's not recently brand new. It's been in my collection and screaming for me to play it for a long, long time. Well, I did. It was, as you just saw, Radiohead for Radio A, or Kid A by Radiohead. This is a 2016 reissue of the 2000 album. It was the fourth studio album by the English rock band. And this was a departure from the previous stuff that they put out. They went into a lot of electronic type stuff. Tom York had some of his band members kind of confused and were trying to figure out what their role was and everything. No singles were released from this. And Kid A debuted as the #1 on the UK albums chart and became Radiohead's first #1 album on the US Billboard 200. And it was certified platinum in the UK, the United States, Canada, and where's the other one? In Australia, France, and Japan. I listened to it. I like it. And when I listen to Radiohead, I have to have the time to concentrate. I was hoping it was a lyric so I could follow along with the lyrics, but I couldn't find the lyrics for this album anywhere. It had a nice inter sleeve on it with some sort of a meaning on it. I don't know can't even tell what the picture's supposed to be. And it had various different types of music styles on it. By the end of the decade, it was considered by some as one of the best albums of the decade. But the reason I would say I like the lyrics is I have a hard time understanding some of Tom York when he's singing. So what I resolved myself to now is when I have the time and I put on a set of earphones and really concentrate on it. I liked it. It was nice and mellow and calming. It was electronic and calming. It wasn't shaking or anything. It had a nice calming effect to it. I don't know if I would have considered it a #1, but then again, I'm not. It is a double album. I'll show you one of them here in a second. But I'm sure that some of those initial purchases that drove this to #1 was based on like their first 3 albums. Okay, and it's on 180 gram vial. The reissue is in excellent condition, as you can see, and hope because it is brand new. I bought this quite a while ago. I would say maybe even a year ago. Never opened it up until this week. It says, let's get this done. Let's get it done. Because I do like Radiohead. Radiohead's another group that I was lost in when it was actually very famous, big time. I don't know what was happening with me back in the 90s with my music, but I was got kind of lost, and now I'm trying to catch up with some of the stuff and I really like. Okay, so that was the 2016 reissue of the 2000 album Kid A by Radiohead. Good stuff. Then on Thursday, I got to listen to a single, a 12-inch single that I picked up through Whatnot because I kind of like the group. It's called the Tom Tom Club. And the hit song is The Man with 4 Hits. It's a 12-inch single. It's got one extended one on one side, and side 2 has 2 versions of it, a dub version and a short version, and the long version's on side 1. Now, the Tom Tom Club, this was 1983, and it was a new wave band. It was founded in 81 by husband and wife team, Chris France and Tina Weymouth. Both of them members of the Talking Heads. And they did this as a side project. The Tom Tom Club was on side projects from the Talking Heads, and they eventually did release 6 albums. They released a lot of, or several EPs, and also 6 albums. I have the original album, self-titled, in my collection. And this was, the dance culture era that they released this in. So that, it's dance related, probably into the discos and things like that. And we're going to get it out of here. And this also was in very, very good shape. Not a scuff on that side or this side. It says 45 RPM on it. I think it was just the way it was recorded, 45 RPM, because it did not play 45 RPM. It played 33. But that was the 12-inch single, The Man with Four Hips, by the Tom Tom Club, which got listened to this week and is now in the collection. Well, it was time of the week where we go to the CD rack, pull out. The first one we pulled out was number 45. It was a self-titled album by Alana Miles. She was a Canadian singer, and this is 1989. This was her debut album, and it includes the worldwide hit Black Velvet. And I know that I bought this because of that song, Black Velvet. I really liked it. She was singing about Elvis, of course. As far as I know, if I'm wrong, let me know. And it was a big seller worldwide and reached number 1 for 2 weeks in Canada, number 5 in the in the Billboard 200, and U.S. number 3 in the U.K. albums chart. Her 6th and last album was 85 BPM, which was recorded in 2014. So she had quite a span in her years, only releasing 6 albums. But I have one other thing in the collection by her. It's a nice little good sounding voice. Rocker. Got a little booklet here. What do we got? Lyrics. We got some notes and titles. And then we have some, what do we got in here? These are all credits. And there's the back. Okay, and this came out see, these are always hard to see. I try to get them so that the light doesn't kill them too much, but it's kind of hard to do. So that was the 1989 CD copy of the album Alana Miles, her debut album featuring this great hit, Black Velvet. Next, number 46 was by a rock group called Bad English from 1989. This is the only media that I have in my collection by Bad English. It was their debut album by the British American rock group. The album was a smashing success, a big success, especially because of the number 1 single, When I See You Smiling. That single was certified gold, while the album was certified platinum. It had 2 other top 40 hits, The Price of Love and Possession. The lead singer was John Waite, formerly of the Babies, and Neil Sean was the guitarist, one of the founding members of Journey, and he also played with Santana. They only released 2. Backlash was the second release in their final album before they went on their ways after having really good success with this one. All right, we got song titles and credits. Oh, and then we're going to open this one baby up here to a picture of the group. If I put all these pictures on the wall in my music room, the walls will be covered with all the different pictures and stuff I got for albums and CDs. And it came out in a nice black and silver. It's funny how I want to do that. It pushes the reflection of the OBS out on there, huh? All right, I won't do that. All right. That was a 1989 CD media version of the self-titled album Bad English. Well, the next album is by somebody that, if you've been following me along, you know that I like. And I probably have to say I like a lot, because why? I have 14 or 15 different music media types in my collection by this guy, and a 4 CD box set. And who is the guy? Rod Stewart. This is a 1976 album, A Night on the Town, his 7th album. This was the last UK number one studio album until 2013, when he released his album Time. This album is regarded as one of Rod Stewart's finest. You know, The Killing of Georgie is one of Stewart's most hard-hitting set of lyrics. Melancholic tale of a gay gentleman who left and went to New York City to gain success, which he did, and he was virtually killed by a New Jersey mob in there. The controversial Tonight's the Night was a #1 hit, but was banned by some radio stations due to the very obvious lyrics about sex and the loss of virginity. How puritanical were we back in those days? As you can see, it got played a lot, plus moving around, got some ring wear on it, but this is in pretty good shape. There's no splitting for a 48-year-old album. And the other hit he had on this album was The First Cut is the Deepest, and has since become one of Stewart's signature songs. And here we are on the Warner Brothers label. Let's take a look at this. This is 48 years old. I do see a little scratch that I can't feel right here. It's a scratch or a line. I don't know. I would call it a scratch if I could feel it, but it's a line, and this side here is pretty good. So for 48 years old, pretty good shape. And this, A Night on the Town from 1976 by Rod Stewart, was the final listening to this morning. So, you know, it was a good week, good sounds, good music. I hope you had some good music and sounds this week. Leave some comments down there for me. I'll get back with you. Appreciate your support. You know, we're getting a nice following on this spinning. This is spinning number 51. And tell your friends about it. SoCalsabre saying, take care of yourselves, be kind to each other, and stay safe.